Hi, I'm Tracy, and I'm one of the producers, actors, and I guess crew, camera, whatever.
And I'm Attila, the writer-director and one of the actors of Over.
Alright, so why don't you just start by speaking from the heart?
I didn't really expect.
So this memorial video, some of these people are actors, some of them aren't. And I just basically went around and did this when people had their spare time, really.
Yeah, I wasn't really
We'll
with you when you
think
did
of you
this.
every day with kindest thoughts.
Sheena,
and warmth.
she was so great.
You sat down.
That's
right beside me and
Sheena.
said hi right away. I said hi back, and well, you were my first friend in high school.
Every single one of these people. Oh, that's a side note. That's Kathy there. And every single one of these people had an experience where someone had died in their life in a car accident. So this was sort of an interesting thing. Now, this is Dylan. You'll see him later on in the film. Originally, did the memorial video and looked at what we had. There was way too many women, and so I put Dylan in there because we needed a male presence. But then it also worked well because of his character, right? Because he comes back later on.
Yeah, and in the film, you don't get to see that it really affected him. He comes across as a little bit more cold, like we should just move on already. But here you get to see that it's actually affecting him as well.
Whenever things
And
were
that's Saya.
she would just brighten up her room whenever she walked in. And one of her favorite sayings, and I'll never forget it, was, "Everything will be just fine as soon as it all gets better."
And that, of course, became the
difficult
tagline.
part of dealing with death is
Our priest. Now,
for the dead.
this here.
There's this rest. The real work of dealing with death is
Austin.
Interesting.
For the living.
Austin is he's a real
for
priest.
them to make
Yeah, he
sense
is.
of what has gone on and
So
what
this
has passed.
wasn't acting at
It's
all.
for them to resolve the
He
unfinished
was a
business.
wonderful. I mean, I've had many conversations with Austin
Yeah,
throughout
no,
the
he's
time
great.
We
that
pray
we've
for
been
the
up
dead.
here.
They rest in peace.
And that
But they
church
dwell
is so
forever.
gorgeous. I was,
You know what he said just really worked.
We pray
yeah.
for them to rest in peace.
And the first time we see Tracy, we don't actually see
her.
Tracy. Yeah.
Mhm. This is a very strange scene to shoot.
Why?
As for
Every year.
this shot, Attila was sitting on top of me, straddling me with a
Well,
camera
the thing's
right in my
interesting
face.
because in not seeing you, we don't even see David actually.
No, you don't see either of us.
No, we don't really see either of them until there is a conflict scene that happens. Really. This was great. This
Oh, this is the driving
I was in the trunk. Yeah.
of a car in front of us. Dylan was actually driving
Yeah.
that
Now
car.
you're gonna notice that in all the wide shots, David is not anywhere to be seen, and that's to give hints in regards to the fact that he's dead.
He's actually a ghost. Only I can
He's
see
a
him.
ghost, yeah, unless you can see him. There's a lot of little things like that in the dialogue, and there's a lot of layering. As you hear with what he said the first word, drive yourself. I can't. Right? People think it might be because of the accident that he's injured. He can't because he physically can't. He's a ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll hear later a lot of lines repeated in regards to, you can't do this for an eternity and things of that nature. So there's a lot behind that, and if you watch carefully, you'll notice that every character takes on the emotion of the character in the last scene, and it's those steps you sort of go through. Who's that guy?
I don't know. His name's all over this thing.
It's the first time we see Brendan and Robert. Robert is actually, you'll see, there it is. So Robert, he did the music for the film. Robert's the guy in the background. In the back there's the other attendant. He's not an actor, but he's been doing some acting recently, and you'll hear later there's a song that Robert composed for us less than 24 hours that he put together.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, too.
Tell me about this scene, Tracy. Talk to me. How was this?
This was great. I loved working with Brendan.
Oil?
This is probably one of my favorite shots, actually, with the car dividing us and just the tension between us, and I just really like that particular shot.
So do you like working here?
Yeah? I like it.
Here.
And part of me just wants to get out of this situation, just get away, because I can't be confronted with the man who murdered my brother. He didn't actually murder. It was an accident, but there's always blame.
Now there's a scene that we cut here, and originally, well, you can see Brendan's wearing a red shirt, and the other car behind Tracy's car was originally supposed to run into him. It's a red car, but you know, it just didn't really work, and it took away from the film.
Jesse did not want to hit Brendan with his car.
Well, he just couldn't do it as well, but it took away from it, and so I just simply, you know, you could hear that Jesse's car pulls away, the engine sound earlier, and we just pulled away without showing it, because that, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, that was my car driving the wrong way down the street. That was an accident.
But it worked though. It worked though, actually. I didn't want to use it, but it worked. Well, this is one of my favorite shots coming up.
Get over it.
This took a while to block.
Yes, it did.
A while to block Jesse.
It was quite fun. I
now,
think
you're
we
gonna
might
notice
have a couple of those in the
because there's that one quick movement there. Here's another one coming up. There. Right, now, you know, you would think, yes, it's all smooth, but the movements there are very specific to the words in the dialogue, because Amanda's character is very upset right now. That's her issue. You know, she's upset, but she's sort of over it. And she's the kind of person that really just wants to tell him, like, get over it, but she's holding back a little. And here's another hint in regards to, you know, he's sorry what happened, and that's another hint to the fact that they were all there. Dustin and Dylan.
Yes,
again,
these are my friends.
When are you gonna give it up?
When David does.
Look, you're losing your mind.
You're gonna notice that
Driving up
Dustin's
here
hand
every
is
year?
injured.
You weren't even
That
there.
he really is injured.
It's
He
not
works
like
as a
it's exactly
blacksmith,
done wonders for your reputation around
and
here.
he injured himself, so that was not put on.
He
Camping,
just grabbed a piece of hot
drinking,
iron and
driving.
decided to burn his hand.
He did a
Tent
good
set
job,
up. Join
though.
us.
And
Gotta
you
get
know,
over it, man. You weren't even there. They weren't even your friends.
no, that
We're
hurts.
your friends. It's over. You're turning into a spook, man.
And that too, the idea that it's over, it's not over.
How can you make something over that's still effective?
This is the song you hear, right?
Yes,
Now,
this is
Robert.
Debbie and Emmett? They're getting firewood. Never gets easier.
How long are you keep me back here for? You can't keep me back here for eternity.
Just until she forgives me. But how do you forgive someone for something like
Now
that?
he's completely feeling guilty, but everyone has guilt in some regard. I mean, like, you know, the story is not, it's really the sister story.
Mm-hmm. It's just shot through the eyes of David.
Yeah, it's her telling the story, but it's...
How you doing?
My favorite scene in the whole film.
Well, she's still pissed off. And she's still in the tent. At least you found the marshmallows. And I'm a whore.
Just did a triple take right there.
Yeah, that was something, yeah. That was good.
Oh, Jesse's great to work with. He just brings so much fun.
Well, Jesse, and it was interesting because this time, like, he dumped the bag of marshmallows, you couldn't tell that it were mini marshmallows. I'm like, Jesse, just dump the whole, just empty the bag in your hand. So
he dumped
it went
it
everywhere.
There were so many mosquitoes. We went through an entire can of mosquito spray.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We got bitten up. Now this you're gonna notice, yeah, as you're noticing, this is not in chronological. What?
It's true. Continue.
It's not in chronological order. The film, really, to break it down, I mean, you've got present day ghosts that are interacting. Then you've got David remembering. Then you've got David sort of in the past, and then you've got the sister in the past and the present.
Mm-hmm. Now I was just gonna say this one shot here, and then it's gonna go back, and then it's gonna go back again. That was my very first shot as a camera woman.
And it was an interesting scene.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot happening.
Yes, there was. We had to get the fire going and get the fire out, all in one take of the camera.
Yeah, because originally it was just one single shot. But then you'll notice now the girlfriend who died is Amy, which is Dayna. And ironically, Dayna is through Dylan because they're dating, and so she came up to visit while we're working. There's Dayna, and she wants to be in the project, and so we put her in.
And this, she's actually part of the other project, which was a murder mystery.
Well,
She
we
was
all
a
were.
hiker that was finding a dead body.
Yeah. But the other project didn't work out. We changed it, so it's still sort of it's still a murder mystery. It's just she's not finding a dead body. She is the dead body.
She is the dead body, exactly.
So yeah, this is just a flashback from right before they were going camping before the accident.
Oh, pretty. Okay, so let's go. We gotta meet everybody.
Great scenery. Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
It's so
Come on. I can't apologize.
Okay.
Right. Seriously. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Just guess? Hello?
She wasn't too happy with her final performance there, the scream, but we didn't use that because it just didn't fit. But it was so it's good for her because she wasn't didn't know if she was impressed with her or not. But
You're still not gonna talk?
it worked out well.
So is this the part where if I don't know, you won't tell me?
Robert's song. And this is where we show what happened really. So as you can see, it was the car of them and Brenton, and they all just... Yeah. That's just...
Amy, I know how many ways to say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how many more ways to say it. And when you want to talk, I'm here. I'm here waiting for you. And so is everybody else.
So what do you say to something like that? What can you say to someone when it's not your fault to comfort them? Nothing.
How do you apologize for killing someone?
That's actually my favorite shot right there.
Yeah.
You never killed her.
Then either way, it's my fault.
No, it's not. You can't blame yourself for eternity.
It's Jesse there. This is a big scene.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually really like the way he did the scene.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Yes, I can.
And it was, I mean, they all listened too, because we all talked about characters beforehand. And
She wasn't the only one who died.
Yeah,
How do you think the rest of us
this is
feel?
where all of her
We were
anger
all
comes
there.
from, is that it's all about
No one is blaming
Amy
you.
and her
But you can't do
being
this
trapped in a
forever.
tent,
I mean,
but
you can't keep dragging
she
your
has
sister
this
up
problem
here.
as
She's
well.
moved on.
But she wasn't there.
Well, I was. We all were. I mean, I
you know,
can keep
and
coming
Jesse's
up to
character
you
is
year
the type
for
that he doesn't want to deal with it. He's almost happier
Not
being
like
dead
this.
because he can do more, right?
This, this is why
and he
she
doesn't
won't
want to
come
talk
out.
about
No
it.
one wants to
He just
see
wants it to be over.
this.
Yeah.
It's over.
But I was driving.
But it's over. Do you understand?
But I don't know how to make it over.
You know, it's the type of thing you have a friend that just has so much difficulty getting past something, and they just want to grab him and shake him and yell at him, but
It's like, shake it out of him.
they can't. I mean, they don't want to hurt him.
This is the last time.
And this right here, she stands up to her brother. Really.
This is the last year.
And whether she's really there, he's really there, or she's just crazy, I don't know. Right? And that's something that Dustin says. You're losing your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And then here this is where you find out where sort of Brendan's position falls in. His character falls into the...
I come back to the same gas station to, I've decided that it's the last time. I'm ready to move on, and I kind of want to forgive him and allow him to move on as well.
It's interesting, like I said about the characters before, this scene sort of becomes... Brendan becomes David, and she sort of is the gas attendant, the older guy. And it's sort of seen, the dialogue's a little similar, and all the characters become the same. Because really, we all are the same in that regard. Nobody can get over it.
That was I'm sorry about that.
Every year I bring him back here. This is the last time.
There's actually a nice line in there, but Attila hiccuped through it, so we had to cut it.
Something was a hiccup, yeah. But it was nearly saying the same thing, though. Forget what the line was, though.
I don't know how to make it not stop.
And Brendan was so wonderful because actually there were some people behind us that had broke down car we were shooting, and I just tried to keep Brendan in that mode and say, Brendan, keep your focus, think. I tried to keep bringing him back as best as I could. It didn't take much though. Brendan was focused. He blocked out.
Yeah, it was crazy. They were they had a gas leak and they had a bunch of people back
there. This is why I really love this scene here, where you really find out in the end that
we're actually looking at each
other. The
other.
whole time they've been looking at each other through the mirrors. And, you know, there's no connection, but there's more of a connection between the two than you can think. I mean, in the first scene, she already forgave him in some manner because of the tip she left him.
It's true.
Just keep talking. He's listening.
This is where you sort of really realize that he's not there.
Yeah.
And then here, you notice, it's the only time where they make contact. But they don't even really touch, though. But again, with the tip, and this is kind of her way of saying sorry, or I forgive you. I forgive you. And
it's okay for you to move on.
You know, and that's the thing, is he's left at this moment where...
It's almost harder when someone forgives you for something, because...
I mean, look at him. It's hard for him. He can't accept it. He doesn't know where to go. He's stuck. You've killed somebody accidentally, and...
Well, 4 people, actually.
Yeah. And it's just so powerful right there. That explains it all. What's next? And who knows who's moved on. If anything, maybe the sisters got it best, but... now, my little layering of films, as you see, the numbers going up, 103, 104, those numbers all add up to the amount of people that died, and the amount of people that were affected next and next. Yeah, that's just one of my little things, and a lot of my films, you'll see there's a lot of layering, a lot, with dialogue, and I'm sure if you watch it again, you'll probably start picking up on more things you didn't notice before.
Basically, we just made this video.
So these 2 girls, Haley and Keely, they're not actors, they're photographers.
To see and hold on to for
Actually, I believe Haley is a teacher.
No, she is, yeah, she is. Yeah. True.
And say how they feel.
So this is sort of where we wrap it up and really give the final answer to the audience, because there's a lot of little hints we give about people dying and death.
But up until this point, you only really know that Amy is for sure dead, and that I'm imagining the brother.
And the David's dead. But here, this is video made for the people that died, and she said all their names.
All 4. And
I think Keely beautifully ended the film with that last line.
Much love.
And it really just, it's a very comforting line, and it makes you feel like everything's gonna be okay.
Now, do you want to tell them about how you named the characters?
Oh, well, the characters are all based off of their personalities and in regards to what the names actually mean. So what the names mean is directly related to their emotion and what they're going through, actually.
I was talking more along the lines of the David, Emmett, Amy, and Debbie. We gave them those names specifically to spell out.
Oh, you mean, okay, yeah. There's another hint that I did there. If you look at the lead actors' names, David, Debbie, Emmett, and another clue. If you rearrange the letters, the first letter of each lead actor's name, it spells out the word dead. So that's another layering thing. And yeah, so if you didn't notice it, you know it now.
Exactly.
There's plenty more of that in there as well. A lot more. So how long did we take? I mean, you know, tell me what you think about, because we did this pretty quickly, didn't we?
Yeah, we did this about a month. A little more than a month, maybe 6 weeks. Yeah. From script to shoot, or script to
the screen.
Script to premiere.
Yeah. The song that Robert did, we never did end up titling it. Yeah. But I think we used it 3 times or so. And in the trailer as well.
And in the trailer as well, yeah.
all these people that thanked, oh god, District of Wells, Service Station, Gary, Leanne, a couple of my friends from Vancouver, John, Iana. Yeah, it was great. I mean, we shot in total, what, 8 days, I think?
Well, it depends on if you count the
Well, no, I mean, if we're talking about the main photography,
the main photography
we only had like 3 hours each night. It was just...
It's about 12 hours of shooting for the main photography, which is
and
not...
Tracy has a website now, and...
Yes, it's not quite up and running yet, but hopefully soon it will be.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.